Tube rolling is a fun time in audio hobby, so today I would like to share my tube rolling experience with this Gallian Audio TS34 pre-stage tubes that I've been rolling using Ray Select series. Hello everyone, welcome to Thabama Hi-Fi Review channel. Today I would like to share my extensive listening experience of using Ray Select series tubes in my system. Not only this TS34 amp, I have other different tube amps that I enjoy swapping around and using these Select series tubes in my system. So I've been using Ray Select 1287 for more than a year now, probably like 200 hours on the tube. So they are original Select series, meaning it has gold lettering, right? Newer tubes from Ray Select series have pink lettering. So I don't know major difference between, probably only the color of the lettering, build and look exactly the same. I started rolling with EL34 tubes from Ray Reserve series on this TS34. Phenomenal sounding, harmonically enjoyable, totally recommended. So I've been using that for a few weeks and I started rolling with pre-tubes from Ray Select series. I started from 12AX7 in there. When I roll in new tubes, I don't really pay much attention. Put it in the streaming setup and I just keep it there for 50, 60 hours. And then I bring the amplifier back here and started listening again with this Pioneer T80 Design S1EX towers, the Gallian TS34 combination with Marantz SACD player, as well as my Sony Music server, and recently reviewed Gusted Audio R26 Mark II R2R DAC combination. Mostly I use AST silver conductors, RCA cables, 7 and silver with WBT RCA connectors. So I went through a few of my reference discs and music that I enjoy listening to. So after 50, 60 hours of burning time, this 12AX7 from Ray Select series sound quality is pairing it in combination with Ray Reserve EL34 tube set. Still using two 1287 TAD standard tubes that come in this TS34. Ray Select sound improvements is significantly noticeable, like slightly tighter in bass quality and resolution, as well as bass growl that it can produce in lower notes region when I'm using these towers. So those are slightly improved and more noticeable, I would say, because mid-range quality stay phenomenal. Musical mid-range quality with very good tube glow in it without overemphasizing tube sound signature, right? I wouldn't call it totally transparent sound either. So the way it sounds is tube amplifier harmonic distortion is perfected, right? That's how I would put it. It's maybe a weird way of saying it, but that's how I think the way they improve, because that total sound quality and the way that we enjoy is harmonic distortion out of these tubes and these output transformer combination, right? So that sound that I'm hearing is improving engagement area, totally engaging, enjoyable mid-range and vocals and snare drum strikes or cymbal strikes, or those areas significantly improve in refinements. That is pretty impressive sounding, just using two 12AX7 input tubes in there. Mid-range area, space and layering and texture of it is more separated yet refined sound quality. I wouldn't say bass immediacy is enhanced. Bass quality is still retained, rich and balanced bass quality thanks to those Reserve EL34 tubes, but the 12AX7 enhanced it by retaining all those quality plus slightly tighter and more refined bass notes. So that's how I will put it. Another thing that I really like about is upper mid-range separation, cymbal strikes or cymbal rollings or those kind of small notes are more separated, more defined and refined sound reproduction. And extension and reach is more impressive. Sound stage is a bit wider, particularly small notes that reach to the farther to the right or farther to the left when I'm listening at my listening seat. I enjoy Ray Select 12AX7 in that setup. Either I'm using my Marantz CD player or Gustad R26 R2R deck in combination. I don't mind using any type of speakers or deck with that combination, but that is about to change. When I start rolling with Ray Select 1287, which is approximately around 200 hours on them, I leave it on for 5-6 hours and I came back and started listening again. Went through all my same music using very same cables and setup. I started off with this Stock Sound Halo M1 in that setup. Volume level at low level around 9 o'clock position. So that is my average listening position, which will get me around 55 dB, 60 dB average range depending on the recording. After I replace stock T80 1287 tubes with Ray Select 1287, retail for $92 for match pair. Sound is changed, neutral, transparent, especially in low level listening with this Halo M1. Right, I was scratching my head a little. Why that much of a transparency there? It's not bright or flat or anything like that. But that's more to do with this Halo M1 as well. Halo M1 is totally transparent speaker, so it will totally show the sound of it. So I switch it over to my reference S1EX Towers, and that's where I get my standard preference sound signature is back out to me. Rich and nice neutral sound with slight hint of warmish across the frequency range with very cohesiveness in depth and sound staging that it can offer, yet width of the soundscape and depth of the sound staging is very impressive. Even my average level or low level or reference level. My reference level is around 80 dB peak, so which will the volume control knob with this S1EX Towers combination is gonna put me around a little over 10 o'clock position. So it's totally enjoyable. I was surrounded by floating notes and almost like tangible layerings and layers of music that it can deliver, right? So when I change it to Ray Select 1287, more neutral, revealing sound, yes, still retaining sound signature that I enjoy. But I slightly prefer stock 1287 for me personally, especially if I'm using this type of Halo M1 kind of totally revealing speakers. So that is depending on your pairing components. In my case, I have no complaint at all, even if I use end-to-end Ray tubes. Reserve series and select series in the pre-stage. It sounds phenomenal, but please be aware of your pairing speakers. If you have very sensitive and highly revealing speaker, it may show you totally transparent sound. So tube warmth may be reduced significantly in that kind of combination. So that is just a reminder. As far as my experience goes, noise control is excellent. Both of the tubes offer quieter background compared to stock T80 tubes, slightly quieter and more refined notes and more revealing sound in detailed retrieving performance, but not unlistenably kind of revealing sound. It's not like that. It's just about right amount of resolution with good tubey sound that we can enjoy. So if you are looking for good quality tubes without spending a lot of money, and build quality of these tubes are better than any NOS tubes that I have. regardless of the brand. So if you are looking for good quality tubes for your Galian or any type of amplifier at all, Ray Select 12887 and 1287s are very good option for you to consider. They have good refined sound quality with nicely reducing background noise control. And that is the highlight of their total performance out of these tubes that they can offer. So price to performance and sound quality that it can get out of it compared to NOS tubes, they have absolute reliable performance and very good warranty on them. So the newer version comes with pink labeling on the tubes itself. So I'm not sure if you have to ask Ray about that. Probably I prefer gold version, but they have a pink lettering right now. So these tubes totally enjoyable and very good improvement that we can get out of $92 pair of tubes is totally wholeheartedly recommended, my friend. That is the experience that I like to share with you. Thank you for watching. Happy listening.
Into my solitude, step over that line. Thought it was the only one. Thought it was the only. Thought it was the only one. Breaking silence. Come to my solitude. Welcome to the wheel. Coming to this wonderland of wounds that will not heal. Walls that do not speak, steps that do not sound. Coming to my solitude, burn this building down. Into my solitude, step over that line. Thought it was the only one. Thought it was the only. Thought it was the only one. You were speaking of values and violence, breaking silence. Come to my solitude, welcome to the wheel. Coming to this wonderland of wounds that will not heal. Walls that do not speak, steps that do not sound. Coming to my solitude, burn this building down. Into my solitude, step over that line. Thought it was the only one. Thought it was the only. Thought it was the only one. this wonderland of wounds that will not heal. Walls that do not speak, steps that do not sound, come into